Hey guys, welcome to Seul, Alone. How do you say that again? It's French, right? Seul. Sounds weird when I say it now. This game just released on itch.io and the dude that made it sent me a key, because I think it's $2 Australian to buy. But he was kind enough to just send me a key, so let's do a new game. It's about to begin again. Shh, I know. Well, how far do you think? Not very. Now keep quiet, would you? We're about to begin. Tumble out. Looking for something? I love the effects. Really cool. Am I looking for something? Or is it loading? Oh, I can scroll. Everything is black, but it feels thick, almost blankety. Complete darkness totally surrounds you. All you can feel is a hard floor beneath your feet. It's smooth and polished, you're sure of that. The darkness can be felt against your skin, like it has a solidity to it in some way. There are no sounds or smell, but you feel if there were, they would have to work slightly harder to move through this velvet veil of blackness. You hear a lady with a soft, silky voice. Looking for something, darling? Wait. What? Where am I? Stay silent and feel your way around. Where am I? Oh, darling, you're back where you've been before, but never happened to stay too long. You always seem to have your mind made up and bags packed. Come to think of it, her voice does have this familiar feeling, in a way. Could this be a dream? Oh. A light begins to glow a few feet in front of you. 3 cats sit upon rocking chairs. Cats? Oh, yeah. Female voice begins, well, of course, darling. It's where everything comes in a fully unconnected circle, where 3 is 1. Do you ever listen to a song for that one part? This is that part, where it all folds in on itself. It's self. What? You think to yourself, oh, darl, you should rub your eyes now. Sure. Rub your eyes. Everything comes into focus, almost pushing the darkness away. It's her, the voice. She's slumped in a chair looking at you, almost as though she's watching you without any interest. Like she's seen a familiar face she knows all too well, almost completely knowing you. Emiliana's the name, darling? Nice to meet you. Emiliana. She smirks coyishly, as if knowing something you do not. May I call you Liana? Ah. I feel I know you. Well, darling, I would imagine so. After all, the things you've done to me. She smiles flirtatiously. Ooh, done to you? Yes, done to me. I hope well, you probably won't hear. There's something going on outside, though. I have the window open. Yes, done to me, and over again. The games we've played, the pain you've caused me, the pleasure. Oh, darling, the pleasure. She breathes deeply, slowly pushing her chest out, sinking even more into her chair. She closes her eyes, her hands move down towards her knees and slither up towards her inner thighs. Holy shit. She's crazy, but this is too good to turn down. I think you have me confused for someone else. Wait, give me a sec though, I need to really turn down this volume. 'Cause holy fuck, that shit is loud. Let's get you to half. There you go, still fucking loud. She opens her eyes and looks you up and down, studying every single inch. Her eyes and face all of a sudden switch from seductress to a stranger. She quickly sits herself up while straightening her clothes and lifting her neckline slightly higher. Oh, I see now. Her voice is sharper and more strange, less breezy and more businesslike. She keeps staring at you, but her eyes stay transfixed on yours, searching, studying, weighing your soul. All through your eyes, all through your stare. After a short while, which actually felt a lot longer than it was, she breaks her stare, and the faintest smile emerges just below the stillness, then disappears just as smoothly. Like a large lake fish, slowly and calmly rising to the surface to gulp down a piece of floating food, then heading back into the cool depths. Yes, yes, I see now, darling. You have a reader with you. Well, I can't help you with much, not in the state you are in. There's no fun to be had now. Perhaps next time, maybe. I think you'd best be on your way, and I have other things to worry about. But it was good seeing you, darling. I'll be seeing you next time. Okay. Moving on into the darkness. You walk on for some time, mainly just listening and waving your arms before you in order not to walk face first into anything. But you notice this is starting to gain longer breaks between each arm wave, like your brain is getting used to the fact that there's nothing in front of you. Every now and then a bit of fear pops back into the mind, that there could be a wall or a sudden drop in front of you. So you caution slows your movement, then relaxes again after some time. This is exhausting, you think to yourself. Then a light pulses dimly just ahead, like being lost at sea and finally noticing the light emerging from a lighthouse after being misplaced at sea for days. The light offers hope, land, salvation. You move towards it, but slowly and cautiously with a serene calm. It could be the exhaustion or it could be precaution. It's too hard to tell, but one thing you already know is in this place. Sometimes the land can be more treacherous than the sea of blackness. Walk over to the light, stick to the darkness and move away from the light. Hey reader, yeah you, pick this option. Oh, they're all so interesting. Let's do that. Everything freezes. Your character, the darkness, even though it's dark, you feel it all become still. So still, in fact, that you seem to be here, but also out there, or in there, or more just where you happen to be at this very moment. Text and sound, noises are all that follows. The sounds carry themselves on, pre-recorded echoing of what was something before, but drifting on, letting go, ejecting you, making you once again aware of yourself and your surroundings. What self do I speak of? The voice inside you, of course. Surroundings? Well, where are you at this very moment? Where you are at this very moment. Quick, do me a favor. Look up and around. Oh, I wish I could see what you are seeing at this very moment. How cool it would be to have that ability, don't you think? But let's get back to that inner voice. You know, this one reading. Can you hear it? Have you ever studied it, really? I mean, really listen to your voice. Yes, I have, actually. A truest narration of all these happenings, a fiction, but somehow a solid world within your mind. Following letters to words through voice, your voice and my words. It's in here, where you are truly Seul, alone, that I now address, and it's important that you begin to listen to it more often, especially when it begins to wander off by itself. That's where the magic is, you know. Funny, I was alone when I wrote this, and I happened to just be listening as it began to wander, so I recorded what I said. But that was before, who knows how long before. But now you have a past me with a present you. Don't worry, I'm really a spectre now, words from a phantom. I wonder what I'm doing right now, the present me, if I'm still around even. Don't you wish you could tap in through this semi-connection we are having and be able to see what I'm seeing at this very moment? How cool would that ability be to have, don't you think? Oh, well, on we go. Let's introduce a voice, a character, another piece of the story, another fragment to unfold. Forget we, no you, we're even here, and let's continue. 1, 2, 3, hi. A whispered voice comes from the jet black surrounding you. You feel uncomfortable, like something slipped. It could have just been the startle. Thinking as you stand, reflexes at the ready, looking every which way, only that one light in the distance glows and hums. Waiting and daring not to move a muscle, other than your head darting around with the upper torso following fluidly, like a dancing cobra emerging from a clay pot, defensively trying to cover all angles of potential attack. The light darts across and against the direction of your vision and peripheral, as it is a firefly mixed with the straightened speed of a shooting star. It disappears as you look behind you, leaving strict patterns to your vision, peering into a black wall at face-to-face distance. Don't worry, I'm not here to harm. I have no intention of that, nor do I trust you, the voice whispers. The voice sounds male but weak and polite. I noticed you, and by the look of things, you're new here. Hard to pin down or locate at all, you stand at the ready. For some reason, you find yourself looking downwards and a few feet ahead at waist height, as if the voice is coming from someone at child tallness. What do you want, then? You whisper back, having no reason to be whispering, but you do anyway. If I could just focus, just notice some movement or silhouette, I could size the thing up, and if it's small, like I'm thinking, I'm gonna grab this little fucker. Thinking while peering as hard as possible, studying every patch of black your eyes locks onto. This music, the corner of your vision can still see the twinkle of the light in the distance. I won't be staying long, I have to keep moving around here. Remember that, wanderer. See, I noticed you were new, and you seem decent. It's a risk, but folks need help too. And that's a risk I'm willing to take, if I feel safe, that is. What the actual fuck is this place? The voice feels less threatening after listening, and you forget about trying to attack it. Still guarded, though, you wait for a response and quickly dart a look over to the light. There are some places out of here, in other places... there are some places out of here. In the other places, even familiar places, a room in your home, okay. Even your own bedroom, wherever you are nested, with intimate and recognizable objects that you have decorated. Some with meaning, some for appeal, but nevertheless a safe environment, protective. Sheltering you from the rest of the world, separating or, God forbid, even your own prison if the circumstances fall in that direction, but solitary and confined, behind those closed doors. Yeah, I wish for the life of me I could remember that for myself. Lights on, there are still small areas within that very room that are pretty much all of the time absent of light. Nooks, crannies, corners, underneaths and behinds. They hold dusty realms of forgotten things and undefinables. Lights off, as the familiar objects ever slightly reform and twist just enough that they seem to become a little less known to you. A coat rack becomes a gaunt figure. A stretched shadow seems to be reaching forward. A picture on the wall holds faces of loved ones, but they seem somehow disfigured or conjoined. A pile of clothes become a small man sitting on a chair. This is when those small, ever-dark areas breach and reach out. Boundaries begin to fade, spreading outwardly, covering, invading what was once familiar. That ever-dark in its blackest center is where Seul sits. Stare long enough with patience and curiosity, and as sleep begins to overpower you, you will see what I say is true as its door hinges loosen and the locks undo. Seul opens up. I'm in. The voice cuts you off. I've helped with what I know. There's nothing more. You understand a little farther now. I've played my part. We may bump into each other again. Plus, I think you have a light you were planning on heading to. Sometimes you need to unfold all options to find more answers. Best of luck to you. Wait! Nothing as you stand there, somehow feeling the presence of the voice has already moved on, just as quickly as it came. Despondent, with no way to give chase, you turn your attention to the pulsing light and begin to meander towards it. This is so weird. Oh! Oh! He's missing his arms. What in the hell? As you move closer, you realize the light wasn't pulsing at all, but swinging back and forth. Slowly coming to a standstill, it now just sits above a man with no arms sitting on an old cane and wood chair. Sorry? He is staring right into your direction, but it seems as though there's been no notice of you yet. You are still in the darkness just on the boundary of view. I know you're out there, he yells. Walk into the light. Yeah, let's go talk to him. You step into the light. It feels surprisingly warm. For some reason, you smell menthol and mint. Ooh, nice. The man is breathing steadily. He still hasn't made eye contact with you yet. His head is slightly tilted as if he's listening intently. You shuffle one of your feet to make a sound. He turns his head towards you. You realize he is... Yes, I am blind, he states, beating you to the thought as if he knew the shuffle of a foot was a test by the stranger before him. And armless, in case you didn't notice. A foxy smirk slips across his face and his head juts upward. He has a gentlemanly voice. Gentlemanly? Yeah, young but stern. He seems in a good mood, and you feel relaxed around him for some unknown reason. There are no walls around you, but the paneling of darkness has this way of making you feel as though when stepping into the light, it's like stepping into another room with the visions. An inside and outside, the works. All the rules of physics a room comes with. Odd, you think to yourself. As you quickly glance the surroundings, there is the cane chair he is sitting on, and the floor is a polished dark red wood with heavy grains across it. The deep yellow light bouncing off of the floor gives the atmosphere of a thick wine red look to it all. It tans the man. He seems calm and cool, almost like a skin-tone brushstroke at the center of a canvas completely monotone with its warm red. His pants in the chair are almost the same shade as the floor. He almost looks like a torso with a head floating in space. His pants are dark khaki, and he is wearing blackish and red boots. He is tall and gaunt. If he stood up, he would lurch over me, probably. Walking the darkness, I see. What brings you over to me? I see, what an odd thing to say. Oh yeah, 'cause he's blind. The darkness, yes. Where is this place? Well, it's not dark in here, is it? For me, it's dark everywhere, but at different depths of gloom. In a nothingness with a lot of something, someones, and somewheres. I didn't invite you. You must be a drifter or lost, or both. You'd better keep lost drifter for everyone's sake. You'd better keep lost drifter for everyone's sake. Never stop, never become still. Being still isn't your part to play in here. It's not the way things work. But then again, rules are meant to be played by, till you question their existence. All I can say is don't leave your world here. There is no need to crash and burn. Part to play? Who are you? Am I playing a part? Yes, it's the reality of things, I suppose. Okay. What the fuck? Reality of things? What reality is this? He pauses for a long while. He then smiles, but not with his foxy wry smile. It holds a more understanding expression. An expression knowing that answers are needed. Perhaps realities is a better way to phrase things. Sometimes one reality fades and another reality may blend through, filling the first reality's pores. But other times they don't. Other times they exist with each other. Held together by the need to just exist, rubbing shoulders, hugging one another or at the worst of circumstances battling one another, where only one can ever be triumphant. It is at these times the fight for survival turns ugly, where one must eat the other who succumbs. I've seen this ugliness. I've been this ugliness. This ugliness is not just a state of mind. It is a necessity here, a mechanic of the workings, a rule of survival. Love-hate relationships, but relationships nonetheless. All destined to set each other on fire at some point, lusting for each other like colliding galaxies. Then another may be bored, making it 3 from Seul to Le Crum. Le Crum? Yeah. And then to over there. Sometimes, though, it's just a vacant lot awaiting construction to begin. A joke said in a room of unhappy individuals left to linger and dry in the center of the room. Then to go on its own way where it pleases, because it realizes within its own existence that it is not welcome there. Some sell themselves to the highest bidder. Some, well, they just fade away, move on, burn themselves out. Perhaps they are the smartest ones. You notice his stature change and an air of seriousness fills the room. Even the light in the room seems to slightly warm and darken, adding a dense gloom as he leans back into the chair. Long and tall, chest and ribs exposed, lay bare. Human existence is lonely. He sighs and blankly stares at you. It's tasteless and dull, full of negativity. Subordinates sitting below that big fiery ball. Who gets to decide things? Anything? All things? And when decisions are made, who gets to enforce it? Should it entail surrendering all freedom? Is that the answer? Place ourselves in the decider's hands, the readers. Ha! Or in the baker's hands and hope the decider or the baker knows what's best for us. Why trust either of them? Ha! It's blind faith and in a whole truth. He shifts slightly and you feel yourself do the same. Like someone yawning across the room, you in turn suddenly need to stretch your mouth. Maybe, thanks to duality, one did not actually come before the other, and one is therefore not stronger than the other. So maybe, just maybe, the decided possibly even existed before the decision was even grappled with, to begin with. If duality is the case, then they are all going to end up polarized in one extreme or the other. The cynics will lean towards the negative, the optimists leaning towards the positive. Ha! Really, neither of them is more correct and the other so hard to read. In fact, they are both equally incorrect. All they really are doing is playing favoritism games. If one recognizes the whole for what it is, then it is plain to see that getting caught up in either pole position is really not the place to be. How long is this going to be? Whew. I'm getting out of breath. He leans in, and although you know he's blind, you feel an odd sensation that he is staring right at you. Not just at you, but into you. You suddenly feel less comfortable, violated in some slight way, naked almost. So, what of non-duality then? Oh, I can scroll. The scroll button. Scroll wheel? Well, it's foreign and not welcome as a concept to either of the extremists. Why? Because letting go of these attachments would mean the loss of identities. Yes, their precious fucking conceited identities. So, why even stop and ponder then? Why contemplate issues that never were a bother to you? Why build castles in the air? Because this needs to be addressed in order to understand the order of here. The purpose, the answer, the darkness you will find yourself in, and all that it holds in here. This place we name Seul. All the baker has built, and the outside where the crumbs dwell in le crumb. From those fucking Lumina to Wrigley, the origin place, or over there, so many characters at play, so many answers to find. But I tell you this, Drifter, here, Seul, where this darkness sits, it really is the connector, the key to all of them, the glue. Would you like to hear what the answer is? I'm so confused. He's saying many things, but nothing at the same time. The answer is nothing anyway. There we go. Solved. Fucking nothing. Ha 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 ha. There is nothing existing in the first place. Do you see it yet? How negative, how pessimistic you may think. Well, that couldn't be farther from the truth. See, pessimism and optimism, as we just elaborated before, attach labels of value. Whereas this nothing sees that there are no values attached until one chooses to assign the label. It's detached. Truly detached, and within the art of detachment there is no moral code, but more a rule of thumb. Not to engage in any word or deed that would either enable attachment or hinder detachment, both in oneself and in others. Not because it's good, bad, right, wrongful, moral, or immoral, but because it is contrary to the essence of nothing in the first place. Heh. His fox smile emerges faintly on the edges of his lips. This darkness that engulfs us refrains from assigning distinctions because it enables attachment, but the attachment comes from you and by your own choice. It does not hold anything within itself. In here, regarding the darkness, you cannot assign a value to no value, but when you do, that in itself becomes a value. However, a value we have chosen to assign from our own point of view, it has no embodiment in the darkness itself. The darkness holds on to nothing. He relaxes back in his chair again, and his gaze moves off into the black backdrop, filling his lungs with a deep breath. Of course, I can't scroll all the time. I have to click on it first. Of course, there are the ones who warp this darkness's nature into a perversion for their own benefits. They give the false value that no value allows them to do whatever they wish, whatever they desire at all. But that is one big fucking contrary to what this all is. And if you wander around here long enough, you will find them the ones who employ the darkness and misuse it for their own purposes. I hope you never come across them. You can't help but feel as though you notice a sense of duplicity in that last sentence. Okay. This place is not attached to anything. It's not good, it's not bad, it's not right, it's not wrong. But it's not correct and it's not incorrect. There is no position to take in here, for there is no position. It is not a value to uphold, for there is no value. It is not a reason to have, for there is no reason. It is not a meaning to place, but there is no meaning. It is not a purpose to find, for there is no purpose. He pauses, and a smile fills out his cheeks. Fox smile has become something devilish. It is not a narrative to follow and a revel through choices of pathway, for there is no narrative. The softer fox smile returns, and the fiendish look dissipates. It is not non-existent because non-existence is a concept of some state that only holds significance with conjuncture to existence. Holy fuck. Meaning that non-existence is just another aspect that exists. No, this is nothing. It's not okay. I'm kind of done with this dude now. Something. He's just talking in circles. Shit doesn't feel like something to me. It feels like something. I'm something. I am. If I am, then this is, or is it not? Okay. This visitor, tourist, attendant. Ha! But looking at you, I think you are not ready for it. Your ideas, beliefs, concepts, and convictions make you choose your very path to here. Your values, purpose, meaning, outside narrative. Your distinctions of good, bad, wrong, right, evil, good, correct, and incorrect make you play a game that isn't worth playing. His body relaxes and his head leans back over the chair. His neck stretches as his, and his Adam's apple punches out from his throat. Jesus. Moves up and down like a ping pong ball pushed by air as he whispers something over and over again. You cannot hear it, but his voice sounds like a wet serpent moving through reeds in shallow gray water. He said all there is. I'm done. Retreating to the bowels of the dark, you feel it cover you, submerge you into a black smudge. At this moment, you truly do feel unconnected to everything except the black. A severed roamer, a vagabond, a drifter, an explorer, a floating and displaced self of what I am somewhere else. Wandering the darkness seems to go on for a while. The black canvas begins to play tricks on you, on your perception, and even lacerate through thoughts at almost randomized moments. Sounds buzz by, but yet don't actually seem to be there. There seems to be something comforting in the negative space, though, something deeply safe, like a child hiding under a blanket from a monster. You notice you're just walking now, and any caution of walking into something has vanished along with the fear of what else could be out there in the dark. Waiting. One foot in front of the other, stepping forward, onward in what seems a straight line. You've even stopped scanning your surroundings at this point, as any glimmer of light would stand out like the sun after an eclipse. Photophobia, a symptom of abnormal intolerance to visual perception of lights. Oh, hello. Your eyes suddenly burst into pain. Like looking into the sun, they begin to force themselves closed. The sound of buzzing artificial light turned on all at the exact moment echoes through you. Oh, so suddenly it's just like, poof, light. I was alone, is all you can think of as your eyes begin to cease burning and start to adjust, opening themselves. Adjusting quicker than you expected, everything in front of you is illuminated. A man's voice, the man sitting in front of you. Lumina bureau, a mouth left open, gaping. It looks just like a trash can. Suddenly it's dark again. Okay. In the pitch black, you can still see the negative silhouette of the room and the strange man sitting in the middle of the room. The brightest lit parts left as green-orange to white imprints of what was there. All precaution and alertness have spiked through your being. You moved forward with arms waving, eyes wide open, surveying for any glimpse of flicker of light. Breath held, ears pricked to any sound, heart pounding and racing, legs feeling shaky but agile. You move on, but in an entire different fashion this time, ready for what may come. Damn it. Big Boss is going in his box again. Damn this place and its non-rational shit. You think as you move forward like an exposed lamb who wandered too far from the flock. Yeah, and surrounded by wolves, in the fucking dead of night. Everything and everyone here are so unknown, so obscure, it's a constant threat. Everything is a threat in here. Everything. You feel your chest tighten, along with your fists. Your jaw clenches and the panic quickly turns to anger and frustration. Then a determination. Your strides forward become more controlled, pushing out all the fears. It becomes replaced with resolve. This fuel won't last forever, but it feels good for a while as you move on. The lights! The fuel is long gone and completely diffused just as desperation was beginning to invade. A light shines in the distance. Once again you feel like a moth to a flame and your body takes you towards it. Electricity farm? Electricity on the farm, maybe? You stop just before a group of interconnected tents. As you take a step closer, you look down and the light spreads over and through the tip of dark green grass. It's so dense that the light seems only to blanket its surface, like light trying to penetrate itself into the depth of a green lagoon. You squat down and run your hand over it. Warm. Its touch is soft and damp. Part of you wants to lay down on it and rest. Squatting feels good too, bending the knees and hips, making you realize how long you've been walking for. You look back up at the tents and read the sign overhanging the entrance. Electricity of the farm? Lumina Bureau, electricity. Surely it's connected. Fuck. You ponder as you take a deep breath and begin to stand. Your knees creak and feel rusty as you return yourself to the upright position you've spent so much time in. Avoid this place, give up and lay on the grass. I kind of want to take a break, but I'll go in. You move cautiously across the silent spongy grass. Your stomach begins to knot as a tumor of fear bulges its way up your throat like a cancer that will begin to spread if you don't swallow it back down. You swallow as you guardedly grab onto the tent's entrance tarp. An empty ticket booth sits across from you. The light is on, but there is definitely nobody in there. Ah, well, at least I don't have to pay for this shit. To your left, a display room lights up and startles you at first. A speaker blares out a recorded voice of a honeyed young lady. Welcome to Electricity of the Farm, brought to you by Lumina Bureau, illuminating the apothic. Suddenly another booth lights up to the right. An upbeat melody plays from the piano, but there is no movement. The girl seems like a very realistic wax sculpture. The girls seem like very realistic waxed sculptures. Both booths are encased in a glass wall, so there is no chance to get close enough to study them. The tent is circular and feels oddly solid considering its fabric. It may just be because there is no wind moving it. It feels damp and sad for some reason. Thick where it absorbs the artificial light vividly glowing from the booths, pushing itself against the tarp, then dissipating to black at its peak points above you. The booth filled with lights and mirrors stands a few feet away from you across the tent. Just a few feet more to the back right. A small hallway with a light and a door. Nothing else. This sunless world, you mutter under your breath as you inspect both options. I want to see the hallway. You decide to skip the booth and move on. There's no need to slow down in here. You walk down the hallway, nothing out of place. Photo sits in a basic frame on the wall opposite of the door. You study it for some time. Then you grip the door handle and you stare back at the image again and study it one more time. A deep breath fills your lungs. It feels good. A deep breath fills your lungs. It feels good. You turn and face the door once more, leaving the picture behind. Here we fucking go again. I don't see anything in there. The darkness invades again, ever present. But in the not too far distance you see the light, another path. You decide to head for it. The walk is quick, but somehow you feel within yourself that you have traveled a considerable distance from where you once were. As you approach, you hear sobbing, moving closer. I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. You hear a female voice weakly say through bouts of sobbing. You have walked to a solid wall. To your right is where the light and sobbing is originating from. Everywhere else is darkness, so there is only one way to go. You turn the corner and there sits a lady of middle age, very still, and she seems to be looking at something across the room, hidden in the dark just to your left. You look over. There seems to be nothing there. Your focus switches back to the lady, who may just be in some sort of trance. Suddenly you hear the sobbing coming from just behind her. A door. The sobbing is coming from behind her. Ooh! You step forward now, exposing your presence from the dark. Hello? Hello? You present yourself as to not shock her. She offers no response at all. You take another step, looking at her. She still doesn't even flinch. You look at the door. The sobbing continues. Hello? Hey lady, excuse me, what's going on in there? This time you were sure to speak louder. Still nothing. You shouldn't go in there. She's broken. You're too late, you know. A girl's voice pronounces from the dark to the left of you. Ooh, hello. What the fuck is the first thought. Purple shades over pink shades over yellow over green over black. Peggy is bruised beyond repair. Holy shit. The deformed girl speaks and then has nothing more to say. She turns away from you slowly with a ghostly plane of existence and reality. You look over to the lady sitting on the chair. Grief seems to have molested her face. She still offers no sign that you are there. Let's go check out the sobbing lady. You move towards the door, walking past the sitting lady. As you brush past her, she whispers, Forgive us for what we have done. You pause just past her. It isn't grief, it's regret that has taken and contorted her. You think it You think as a sense of urgency and worry embodies you. You open the door, and suddenly you feel out of place in time and space. I don't know what I'm looking at. A girl stands with her back to you inside a black room, sobbing. Her disfigurement jolts you out of comprehension for a brief moment. Mercy burns up in your heart. What have they done to you? You mutter as your eyes fill with tears, inspecting her wounds. It's a sickening mix of open wounds, some surgical, some not, and what seem to be skin grafts and treatments only to be opened up again, almost over and over. Holy shit. Grab her by the shoulder. Oh! Ah, I see. It's the back of her head. You try to turn her to face you, but you cannot. It puzzles you as you then attempt to walk around her to see her face. No matter what you try, you're always left facing only the back of her head. Oh my god! She has no face. Did they sew it all up? You try all possible ways to get around her, every attempt in vain. I feel like a ghost. I want to get out of here. Please, someone, anyone, help me. This is no happy ending. Most of who I was has died, but I am still here. Are you okay? You realize how stupid the last part of the question was. However, she doesn't stir, still oblivious to you or intentionally ignoring you. I'm sorry, I'm not what you wanted. Some of us are just born with tragedy in our blood. Excuse me, do you need help? Again with a dumb question, but this time you make sure to have raised your voice. Still nothing. Am I just a mistake? This whole place is a fucking mistake, but you aren't. Nobody is a mistake. It's not the darkness that grabs me, it's the silence in here that grabs me around my throat. I cannot hide from my screaming thoughts. My head is so messed up I feel it messing up. It's like trying to bite my own teeth. You turn to look behind you and bite teeth. Nothing but the mist of darkness, always at your shoulders. Flutters of concern make their way through your stomach. The black seems darker than ever before. Look at me, please. She continues, deaf to your plea. I used to think that death was like being blind and dumb, but still conscious. I realize that now that idea was silly and naive. So no, this is something entirely different. Something far worse. Being dead would be a relief compared to this. What's your name? It's so strange, so odd how torturous it all is. Unable to turn, unable to face anything. But I have. Inside myself I have. I swear it. Her voice heightened by your statement through the hurt and tears returns back down to the somber despair. Always changing. I'm not even the same me I was 5 minutes ago. How it is possible to change so much but not be able to change anything at all. But I stay trapped in the same damp position. The same situation, left contemplating and feeling these fucking feelings. My voice quivers to a breaking point. I just want to get out of here. I still find myself guarding my defenses. I can't help but keep building walls, around nothing. Is that in the game? No. That's outside. Hey! Come here. Come on. No. You gotta jump. You don't want to? Oh. This Cutty. Hi, Cutty. Oi. Leaning on the microphone. Yeah. Okay, where was I? Okay, I just want to get out of here, find myself guarding my defenses. I want to get out of here too. Suddenly you become truly aware of the absurdity of all of this. Through it all, you still just want to help her. To not let her go through all of this. Something inside you wants to support her more than helping yourself. An absurd fucking hero. A labyrinth protecting myself so well that I cannot longer find myself at the center of it. Excuse me? Protect myself, I can revisit. I've grown a forest that is ever expanding and is constantly thickening, pushing all inner light that I have left outwards. It's darker where myself sits than this whole place. I didn't even leave any crumbs to find my way back. The original pathway in and out has been obliterated with so many turns, so many backtracks, circles, shortcuts, scenic routes, covers, overs, unders, inside and inside outs. All I want to do is get out of here. Oh, this game is so much more reading than I thought it would be. I ran out of my own cuz, and this is the aftermath. Pushed out by not being wanted by myself. She produces a razor blade. The metal glistens with no shine you have ever seen before. Your eyes bulge out from your skull. You can feel them. I'm out of here. I'm out here by myself all alone. I wish they could see this world through my eyes. It all hurts so bad inside. I can't get out here. I can't get out of here. I just want to live again. My life is nowhere and I'm sick of hoping. I'm in here by myself all alone. I cannot take any more care. I wish they could all see the world through my eyes. I just want to live again. I just want to live again. Whew. There's the ice. Finally she turns, almost as though she had heard something, or she was merely searching for something or someone to eventually come. But you can't move and you realize you have no influence over the next few moments as they unravel right before your eyes. Exhausted, the only thing you can do is stay, in some way knowing that she was witness to and not truly alone. Brings some idea of something, if anything. So you sit beside her now. You notice calmness slowly pool over the floor as the creature empties her veins opened by the razor. It goes on for some time, and she continues to cry as her life force spills forth and her self-affliction dulls to stillness. How can emptiness be so fucking heavy? She had no face left and I had no voice left to protest. Will anyone besides me remember her? Her shell and forgotten memories after she erased herself. Ah, fuck, why? You scream and cry. Noises which were escaping you cease after a while. You sit beside her for an incomprehensible amount of time, silent. The dark red blood begins to dry on its edges as thick congealed crust forms over it. Okay. Think, Jesus. Fuck, think. How did I even get here? Where was I before? What was I doing? Maybe I can just remember it. I can figure out what here is. Where here is. Damn it, where was I? Home. I was home and the dog was. It was barking outside. Television was on. One of those infomercials were playing. It was a mop. Yes, a steam mop. Woof, woof, woof. The hell is he barking at? The lamp beside the couch flickered with subtlety, but I subconsciously noticed it, because I remember that detail now as I rose off the couch. Heading through the kitchen straight towards the back door. The door was open and the screen door was unlocked. The light in the kitchen had this bright artificial sting to it as I walked through. Must have still been adjusting from sleep, but damn, it stung. Woof, woof, woof. I opened the back screen door. I tried turning the light on by the switch. Nothing. It was dead. Fucking shit. I could see the dog in the middle of the yard, moonlight blanketing everything to a low bluish gray. Towards the house, towards the back door. Avoiding the house, he sat silently just staring at me. Estranged to me. The fuck is wrong? With a quickness shock entangled its way through me, fear shot downwards from the tip of my brain to the ends of my fingers. In the kitchen. My peripheral vision saw something through the sting of an artificial glare. It was something dark, something in the corner near the sink. I felt it behind me now. I wasn't alone. Then darkness and voices. It's about to begin. Shh, I know. Well, how far do you think? Not very. Now keep quiet, would you? We're about to begin. Now I remember what it was. Okay, so some people, jumped me. Enlightened, you realize your tears could turn this whole place into a swamp, but the realization of what you know now and what is left to figure out, you have a fire that will burn this entire shithole to ash. You stand, life intensifies and rises within. The darkness welcomes you one more, as you take a new step, alone. I'm alive in here. I'm open wide in here. It's still all incomplete. I'm the absurd hero in here. I'll take my time and bring this whole fucking place down to the ground. I'm Sisyphus in here. I don't know who that is. I know, I'll never let it chain me, hold me, devour me. I welcome the darkness, not it, me, and I will avenge Peggy. What? We reached the final fold of the entry of Alone. The entry. Written by depicted prophet Nick Stavro and produced by Paranormal Games. Oh, this is the end? This is a temporary ending. Thank you for partaking in this journey into the darkness. Oh, okay. So this is the writer, and the game company put it like in text and music and images. Temporary ending. Special thank you to my wife, soulmate, for her help. Blah blah blah. Oracle is a brother. Within the menu is an area titled From Us to You. If you have not already looked into it, please do. There is more information regarding our hopes and plans for Alone in its ever-expansive world. You can also check your store for the prequel to this, which is free. Look for Alone the Day Before. If you enjoyed the journey, please share and support us. I have a lot more to unfold for you. Within Alone the hands or the mains? I don't know. Another connected title, IDLM. Take care of my friends, be a good person, but never bother proving it. Wait, what did they want? From us to you. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so it's like credits. Editor's note. Holy shit, that was an intense read. There were some really good things about it, and I really liked it, but some areas are way too fluffy. Like, there's nothing really happening. You're just listening to people talking nonsense. Of course, there's probably like a deeper meaning that I'm not catching, but okay, that's it. So they have more games, and I'm guessing they're text-based as well. I do like this kind of style with like the old pictures. If you know, fuck, what's it called? There's this book series that is kind of interesting. Hey, kitty. Hi. Hello. Come here. Yeah, come here. You're just gonna stand there and meow at me? Yeah. You want to be picked up, don't you? Oh, baby. Fuck, what's it called? Orphanage... Peculiar Children? Something? Fuck. I can't think of it right now, but something peculiar. Peculiar Miss something and their home of peculiar children, something like that. Fuck. There's a movie too. They made it into a movie. The book was pretty boring until the very end, and then it suddenly got interesting, and I was like, fuck, now I gotta read the sequel, but I never did. That book also has like old pictures into the book, worked into the book, so every now and then you have like an old picture to look at. So I think it's very cool so far. Too bad there's only a temporary ending, because I was getting really interested towards the end, where things seem to start to make more sense. Like it seemed like someone snuck into my house and did something to me. Yeah. No, baby. Apparently they haven't gotten that far yet, but I feel like it needs to be a little bit shorter, if that makes sense. I feel like there's too much nothing in there. Too many paragraphs that are just not contributing to the main story at all. It needs to be a little bit more... It needs to be more concise, I guess? In my opinion. I mean, that's just my opinion. So they have a prequel and some other stuff. It might be worth checking out, but I'm not sure if this is going to do well at all, because it's just me reading, so we'll really have to see if people are interested in this and if they want to see more of it. So let me know in the comments if you do, and I'll consider it, if it does well enough, I guess. But that's it for now. That was Seul, Alone. And it definitely has a cool style going on and some cool ideas. So I thought it was pretty great. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys liked the read. Mostly just listening to me, I guess, stumble and stutter. But Yeah, is my arm nice? But that's it. I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you soon with something else. Thank you. Bye.